Getting toward the halfway point of the Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Just inside the 30.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Here's Coleman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Darren Lee in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep, Patrick Peterson. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Derrick Henry. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Tony Brown there on the tackle.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
They'll run for the first time here with Brown. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Set, ready. 60 outlaw. 59. Mike to 59. Tackles, tackles.
Now on 2nd and 13, Jackson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later. But I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
Jackson now. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Murray off play action. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. And he finds his man. That's Butler. A 3rd down gain of 19.
A gain of 19 yards. And the Cardinals first down.
Ready? Right. 52. All day, every day, any day.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Going with a screen for Murray. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On 2nd down, it's Henry trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd.
Check it back, check it, boom, boom.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Here's Andy Lee now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. We're scoreless after 1. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, Everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
On second down now, it's Coleman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's fourth down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, first down. Escaping. Murray fighting. Lost the football. And that is scooped up by the 49ers. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On second down, it's Coleman, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And just like that, it's third down.
Ready. 6-yard. Line 59. Hey, I'm coming after you.
To throw is Jackson. And that will be incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there.
Derrick Henry all alone. Touchdown, Cardinals. Derrick Henry with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. The game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Watch twist. Watch touch. Swing. Look at it. Alert 3. Alert 3. Alert 3. Check 37. Check. Go. Set. Go.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get-off on the snap, jump too quickly.
And the ball moved up here now to 2nd and 7 following the penalty. Here's Jackson. Drops it off for Coleman. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Niners on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the gun, Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 18 yards, 1st down, Niners. On 1st down, Coleman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
22, check, cover. 22, check, cover.
Play action. It's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby.
Throwing is Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Levante David in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now it's Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for his 2nd. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
4th and goal at the 1-yard line.
A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. They'll run for it with Henry, and he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. Solomon Thomas there on the tackle. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
They're running it. That's Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Hey, here I come.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Deep ball. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10.
Stop here, D. Check, please.
Now Jackson. Man open, it's Goodwin. Touchdown, 49ers! Marquise Goodwin in the final seconds of the first half, as they are now on the board here in the first half. So they just do get the touchdown in before halftime, and now a PAT will tie it.
So what we're seeing is one team is going to be really excited right now. How about the other side, though? Will they be deflated, or will they go ahead and gather themselves, regroup at halftime, and come back out because we had an even half?
Yeah, we did. We'll see. Should be a good second half, that's for sure. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. A final shot before half from Murray. And the Niners get there and bring him down. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
It is such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Ito Smith, his first carry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On second down, here's Henry. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here we go. I'm here all day. Back through the mic.
They fake the handoff. Now Murray. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Solomon Thomas able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now Brown. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Chandler Jones in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they...
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick, and he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7.
14, 49ers 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Coleman now. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out, Dustin.
He's got him in. Complete. He will not go down. And now off to the races. Down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Check.
Again, it's Henry. And an alley to run. And he'll be... It's a first down on a gain of 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Now Ito Smith. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
From the 38, Murray. Rush coming, and he's taken down. DeForest Buckner in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, third and long. Murray with a third and long. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on third and long. And somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
Yeah, if you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great. But no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle him and get him on the ground short of the first down marker.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3.
Check 52 to Mike. Check 52.
Throwing now is Murray. That ball complete to Isabella. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 18. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Under 10. Under 10. 10. Check.
A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. 2 division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on first and 10. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense, and they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right.
And it's third down.
The Cardinals on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Switch.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Let's go, D, let's go.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he stopped immediately there. Gary and Conley, the one to bring him down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. A good rally to the football holds him to 2, and that brings up a 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been terrific so far. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. On the counter, it's Smith. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona 1st.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there. Gave up another 1st down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
That's a gain of 4 here in the 4th quarter with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard. A 20th carry down for Derrick Henry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Yeah, he is marked down right about on top of that imaginary yellow line, but they say he's a bit short.
It's now 4th down.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run. It's Henry. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Henry. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeout. As they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Murray's going to look to throw this thing. This one caught by Isabella. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 17-yard line. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
I know he ain't got it. Check it out. Kill.
A first down carry for Henry. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. From 17 yards out. And the Cardinals push further out in front.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And thee coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chandler Jones in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Jackson looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Buda Baker with a pick, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye.
And that's caught inside the 30. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They'll run on first down. Henry. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. They'll run it again with Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.